I did a live eBay store review recently and I was not able to get to everybody. So today's video, I randomly selected one of the ones I didn't get to. We're going to be looking at their eBay store and making recommendations on what they can do to improve, as well as looking at their numbers and figuring out exactly how many listings they need to do daily to get to their goal. Let's jump right into it. This is going to be, I always hit the wrong one. This is going to be the golden formula for resellers spreadsheet. It is for purchase down below. If you are a member, a YouTube member, you get this for free along with my courses and some discounts on some spreadsheets and lots of helpful information, mentoring, lives and stuff on my YouTube. So this is going through and doing the golden formula for resellers. I will link a video up here that kind of really gets into it, but you can purchase this spreadsheet and change these numbers to figure out exactly what you need to do. However, what I'm going to show you in the active daily listings, this is only when I do an eBay store review that I will go through and do it for you as well. So currently this person, they have a 1% sell-through rate. That means out of the items that they have for sale, they are selling 1% of them. If they had 100 items for sale, they are selling one item. On average, those items are selling for $20. They would like to make $2,000 gross revenue a month. That means based off of their current model, they would need almost 10,000 items available to hit $2,000 a month. I am going to say, before I even get into the numbers, I'm going to say I would not recommend increasing your listings to 10,000 items. If you are only selling 1% and you increase to 10,000 items, you are going to be putting a lot of time into processes, into listings, into sourcing, into photos, into your cost of goods. You're going to be putting a lot of money in there and you're not going to be getting your net return is not going to be there. So I'm going to make some recommendations on looking at your store. I think first what you need to do, you'll probably have to increase your active listings a little bit, but I want to say even if you can increase your sell-through rate, if you can work on what you already have available, increasing just to 5%, you can see how much that decreases how many items that you need. Now you only need 2,000 items. That's much more manageable. If you can increase your average sale price to $30, now you're only at $1,300, right? So I'm going to take that back. We're going to base off of what you have. If you want to increase your sell-through rate, these are things like running sales. These are things like sending coupons. These are things like cross-listing. If you can get your items on different platforms and have more eyes on it, if you can make a good listing and increase your impressions. So these are things like promoted listings will increase your promotions. The more eyes that you can have on your item, it starts with impressions, right? If people don't see your items, they cannot purchase them. So I would start on increasing your traffic, finding ways to increase your traffic. I will link a video up here of how to look at your traffic tab and how to figure out what to do to increase that. I also have a downloadable it's not a spreadsheet, a downloadable PDF. You get it for free if you're a member, but you can also purchase it on my website that talks about the different metrics. It starts with impressions and then it goes to page views and then it goes to sales. If people do not see your items, they cannot click on it. If they do not click on it, they cannot buy it. So increasing your sell-through rate, I would focus on your impressions. Another thing you can do is pull a listing quality report. I will link a video up here on how to pull a listing quality report. This is going to compare you to the top 5% of sellers in your category. It is going to tell you all the different metrics and things that you can do to improve your listings compared to that top 5% of people that are selling in your category. Now, I do know this person that we're about to look at, they are a member, and I do know that they are on the back end working on a lot of these things. But if you're watching this and you're wondering, what can you be doing? You're similar in this situation. I would definitely work on increasing that sell-through rate. Things that you can be doing. There's lots of videos on my channel on how you can increase your sales without increasing your active listings. This community is going to tell you increase your active listings, list more, list more, list more. I'm going to say focus on your store health, and we'll look at the store in just a minute. But let's go based off of this. They want to make 2,000 gross revenue. They need almost 10,000 items, right? I'm just going to quickly say I'm a math person. We're going to break this math down. That means that they need to increase, they currently have 600 items. They need to increase their active listings 9,000 items. Let's say their cost of goods is low. Let's say it's $1. So I don't even have to do math. Their cost of goods is low. To get to make $2,000 a month, they now have to spend almost $10,000 in cost of goods. That's just spending the money to make $2,000 a month. Now they have to spend, how much time is it going to take them to source 10,000 items? How much time is it going to take them to list 10,000 items, to take photos of 10,000 items? It's a lot. And this is why I'll link a video up here, friends. This is a huge work on your store health. Increase your active listings a little bit, but until you can work on your store health, I would not work on increasing your active listings. And I know this person, I'm doing this for the sake of the video. They are a member, and I know that we're working in the membership to work on things that they can do to increase their store health. So based off of their numbers, we can come down here. I do have videos breaking down how you guys can do this formula as well. They're selling 6 items a month. We're going to look at their store in a minute to make some recommendations on how to increase that sell-through rate and how to increase that average sale price. Their goal needs to be for 6 months. To get to this in 6 months, they need to be listing 52 items a day. Like I said, that would not be my recommendation. My recommendation would be if they can get up to 10%, if they can increase their sell-through rate to 10%, they're now listing 4 a day, and they really only are increasing to 1,000. The other thing too, friends, if you're at 10,000 items, you're likely going to need a storage space, which then is costing you more money as well. All right, let's go ahead and look at their store. I do like how clean this is. They do have a banner, which is recommended. They have 100% positive feedback. They've sold 1,500 items, 38 followers. It looks like they are pretty niched down. So one way to increase your sell-through rate is work on increasing your followers. If you can get more people that are going to come back to you, they're automatically going to buy. They're going to buy more, right? So if you can increase your followers, get that up, send out a newsletter. A newsletter is free. A newsletter takes you 30 seconds on eBay. I will link a video up above on how to do a newsletter. But this is a way to increase your sell-through rate without buying more items, a way to increase your sales without buying more items and spending more time and money that's not necessary to make the money that you want to make. So I definitely work on increasing your followers. I like that they have categories. They definitely have gone through and done a store, right? So if you have a store, you can go in and do these features. In the newsletter video that I recommended, I think it also goes through store features, but I would recommend setting this up. You want to get repeat buyers. You want people to, right? So it starts with impressions. People see your item, whether it's from a promoted listing, whether it's from a search, whether it's from a Google. They see your item, they click on it, they go to your store. They go to the listing, possibly they go to the store. The more that you can keep them in your store on your item, the higher rate you have of turning it into a conversion, into a sale, right? So you want all of these things to look good. The better your store looks, they may say, hey, I like this pair of shoes. Oh, I also needed a bike helmet, and now they're buying 2 items because it's easy to see in your store. You have everything broken out. They have newly listed. It is a little dark. It's a white background, but it is a little dark, which does make it harder for the algorithm. eBay and Google both recommend a white background for them to pull it up. It's best practice. It's a little dark, and I'm going to be honest, if I saw this let's say I saw this item next to an item that was this clean, I would probably click on the other item. Unless you are selling in a category where you're the only item for sale, you need to compare to your competition, right? So let's scroll down. They have newly listed, which is nice. This is another store feature. You can go through and look at it. This is a banner that eBay has available. Newly items added daily. Something as a buyer that's going to get me to click on this is if it's a sale or free shipping or something, right? Like unless I'm a follower, unless I'm one of these 38 people that are following you, your new items don't really matter to me. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm thinking from a buyer, I have no connection to you. I don't really care what your new items are. I want to buy this lifeguard hat. That's it. But if I scroll down and see, hey, 50% off these items, I may be more intrigued to click on that. The other thing I do want to click on really quick is the about. So they do go into the about. It's pretty generic. Increasing your repeat buyers is a huge way. If you can increase 5% of your repeat buyers, you can increase your net profits up to 75%. Research is showing this. eBay knows this, which is why they're giving us all of these new tools. So any way that you can make yourself different than all of these other sellers on eBay do it. And one of them is about us. You can also post a video saying, hey, this is me, this is what I'm about. Any way that you can connect buyers to you. I would maybe get a little bit more into this, like, why do you do it? How does it help you? Does it support your family? It's something that makes you a little bit different, so that people are like, okay, I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy this, but I really like this guy and I'm willing to support it. The younger generations, research is showing that people are more willing to not only buy from, but to spend more money if they are connected to a person and a small business. They definitely are about supporting a small business. So the more that you can highlight that on your store, the better. And then we're scrolling down to the all items. So you can see, and like I said, this person is a member, so I do know that they are working on this, and you can see, right? My guess is they're going in, eBay has a background remover. So if it were me and I was going in and changing my photos, I would go in and do the first photo. Let's take a look. I would go in and do the first photo, do the background remover for eBay so that it comes up in the algorithm. When people are looking at it, it looks nice, and that's what they're doing, which is what I would definitely recommend from a time process saving. And then moving forward, maybe work on like a better way to take your photos. You can see, let me see, can you see on my video? Yeah, you can see behind me. I have this white, it's just a paper roll from Amazon. It's linked to my Amazon list down below. I think it was like $100, which is kind of a hefty profit. But if it means that you're not spending time removing the background and you can take better photos and you're selling more items, I absolutely think it's worth it. But like I said, if you have items that aren't like that, I would go through like they're doing, go through and slowly work on increasing them. It does look like they have some items on a sale. This has 15 watchers, so I wonder why it's not sold. I would look at that. Maybe send out a coupon, like a really hefty coupon or something. Definitely make it square. You can when you're taking photos, I have an iPhone, when you're taking photos, you can set it to square mode. I would definitely work on that. So we know to fix some of the photos. Let's go ahead and look at this item. Actually, I want to look at their store. So you can see again, they are working on, I have this exact pair of shoes. I actually think I have it for sale maybe. So look at how you compare to me. I'm your competition. So something I'm noticing, I'm clicking on their item. They are not a top rated seller. I would definitely work on doing that. Not only is becoming a top rated seller going to increase your exposure, eBay says that. If you are a top rated seller, we will give you more exposure. It is also going to help you from a buyer behavior standpoint. If you sell in something, if you're the only person out there, a lot of this information, you're running the market. You are the market, right? You can do whatever you want because you have no competition. Most of us are not there. Even if you have two things as competition, you want to be the best. And if someone else is looking at this item and there's two of them and one is a top rated seller and it's a top rated seller plus item, the person is more willing to buy that. As you're going through and doing your listings, think about what the buyer is looking at. Look at your items from the buyer's perspective. And as a buyer, it's not top rated. I'm like, what's going on? Why aren't they top rated? What's happening here? They do have offers. They do have sales. All of these are good. When you are searching on eBay, you have left filters. You have drop down filters. As many of those filters as you can come up on, you're going to get impressions, right? It starts with impressions. The more impressions you can get, the better chance you have of the sale. If no one sees your item, you can't sell it, right? It starts with impressions. Get impressions up, and then work from there. $8.90 or $9.88 for shipping. That seems a little steep, but look at your competition, right? And even if it means to get your sales up and to get the volume, even if it means you're $1 less and you lose a little bit of money and you do it for a couple months, it's short-term pain for long-term gain, friends. So let's see, returns are accepted. However, the buyer pays for return shipping. If I was looking at another item and I didn't have to pay for your return shipping, I would go with that. So figure out how to mark that into your business model. Let's look at the photos and see. I know men's, they don't care as much about measurements, but he does have measurements in here, which I like. Friends, I want to talk a little bit about a promoted listings. If you are promoting your listings, this is where it's showing up. So here's what's going to happen. A buyer is looking at this. They say, hey, what's going on here? I like this. I'm going to look at it. I'm clicking on it. I'm scrolling down. Oh, look at this. I like this one better. I'm clicking on it and going over there. Right? This one's cheaper. This one has a better color. This one has a better rating, whatever it is. So not only do you want to the promoting your listings puts you in up to 30 different places on eBay that are relevant to what other people are looking at. And I don't know what my and was. I forgot my and. But definitely recommend. It looks like they have a good amount of item specifics. So that's great because the item specifics is eBay's way of putting your item in front of a potential buyer. If you are doing item specifics for the sake of doing item specifics and they are not relevant to your listing, eBay is putting it in front of a potential buyer and it's showing it, like, let's say you picked character Ariel or something, right? Because you want to close the little circle. You pick a character, it has no relevancy to what you are listing, and then someone goes and clicks on it and says, okay, well, eBay showed me this, but this is not at all what I want. I'm not going to click on it. The more times that people see something and don't click on it, the more eBay is going to start suppressing your listings. This is one way that you can definitely work on your item specifics and make sure that they're relevant. Only put them on there. If someone is clicking and says, hey, I want something that's 90s, and this comes up, I would say this is 90s, but you click 90s just because you know 90s is trending and it comes up and it's not even close to 90s, people aren't clicking on it, it's suppressing your item. You want to get people to click on it, you want to put your item in front of potential buyers. The description, do keep in mind using asterisks, semicolons, any kind of punctuation actually stops the algorithm. Definitely don't use it in your listing title. Be mindful of using it in your description, and then also be mindful that a lot of buyers, I think eBay said 60 to 80% of buyers are doing mobile right now. So be mindful of what your description looks like on mobile. Overall, what I would say is working on increasing your average sale price, work on increasing your sell-through rate. Things that you can do right now on eBay without increasing your listings for your sell-through rate. Definitely work on your photos, getting your photos in front of the right buyers. I think that probably is the first step for you, working on increasing your impressions. Pull a listing quality report, look at your traffic tab, and then work on increasing your followers, work on sending out newsletters, work on doing coupons, any way that you can increase your sell-through rate. If you could increase your average sale price in time, that would be awesome as well. Better sourcing, looking at Terapeak. Terapeak, I will link a video up here. You can pull a report in Terapeak that will tell you what to source based off of your categories. So it's going to pull up, for what I saw, it's going to pull up men's categories and tell you what is hot right now and what you should be looking for. If you guys liked this video, YouTube also thinks you'd like this video. I'll link a playlist down here of how to make money reselling, and then make sure to hit that subscribe button.